Hello everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the next game review, and for today's review, this is a game that I've been looking forward to playing ever since it was announced back at DC Fandom, I believe back in, holy crap, has it been that long already? 2020, holy crap. For today's review, I'm here to talk about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, the latest game from Rocksteady. It's actually a follow-up to Batman Arkham Knight. This is a game that, to say the least, I've been looking forward to, like I said to you guys earlier, since it was announced back at DC Fandom in 2020. I have been so excited for this game. When I heard that Rocksteady was going to be doing a Suicide Squad game where literally it says in the title, Kill the Justice League, I was thinking, okay, this could be really cool, could be absolutely batshit crazy, and this could be for just a fun, over-the-top game. And knowing how Rocksteady did the Batman games, it could have this really cool and this really awesome story with some genuinely amazing moments. This has been my most anticipated game, or at least one of my most anticipated games, I should say, for a very long time for those particular reasons. I think this was supposed to come out, I think back in 2022, then it got delayed again to 2023 before it finally got pushed to, well, just a couple of weeks ago, starting and just really the start of this month. This is a game that, even though a lot of people were going like, this game is going to be absolutely trash, I was still being optimistic, even though the gameplay trailers weren't particularly great, especially when it was announced that it was going to be a games as a service type of game, which was already a big red flag. But still, knowing how much I love Suicide Squad, especially, I mean, as you guys are fully well aware, The Suicide Squad, James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, is one of my favorite films, but I wasn't expecting this game to essentially be that, but in a game form. Knowing how great Rocksteady was with the previous, with the Arkham games, I was expecting something absolutely incredible. Before I continue on, just so what you all know, the footage that you're all seeing is captured from a PS5. Getting into the plot of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, in the game, as y'all can imagine, you play as well, the Suicide Squad, who in this game comprise of Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, and King Shark, aka Nanaue, as they are released from captivity from prison, and they are basically employed to do one thing, as it says in the title, kill the Justice League, as they've been brainwashed by Brainiac. And to make matters worse, there is an invasion going on that has been orchestrated by guess who? Brainiac. Before I continue on, I just want to let everybody know, I have been seeing so many reviews saying this game is one of the worst games of all time. It's absolute trash. It's a terrible game. Just essentially put, like I was just mentioning, it's one of the worst games of all time. Do I think it's one of the worst games of all time? No. Matter of fact, do I have some redeemable aspects about this game, at least in my personal opinion? Yes, to which we'll get into right now. One of the biggest praises I can give towards this game is that this game, in terms of its graphical fidelity, looks absolutely incredible. Whether it comes to the attention to detail and the character designs, the environments, the lighting, the colors, this is a gorgeous looking game. When you see close-ups on certain characters' faces, the attention to detail brought to King Shark's skin, seeing the close-ups on Captain Boomerang's face, Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Amanda Waller, seeing everybody you encounter, and especially all the Justice League members, seeing the attention to detail in close-up shots. There are some shots where it just looked truly and absolutely incredible. The colors look amazing, and the lighting conflict amazing. There is a particular scene involving Wonder Woman in which she is using the lasso. Seeing that lasso grow and seeing the lighting not only shining off Wonder Woman but also her shield, it looked just truly like next generation detail, and there were so many parts within the graphical fidelity that honest to God made me go like, wow. The graphical fidelity in this game was absolutely stunning. One of my favorite aspects about this game, and truth be told, this was actually something I actually really dug. In fact, I loved about this game, was the traversal mechanics. Deadshot has this jetpack in which you can just fly around, which was a lot of fun. It took a bit to get used to due to how it was controlled, even though it's very easy to jump into because it controls very, very well, but still the mechanic wise, it took a bit to get used to. Captain Boomerang easily has my favorite traversal in which he throws his boomerang, but he uses the speed force to essentially travel over short distances, which I thought was brilliant. Harley Quinn has this drone to which she can swing around, which was a lot of fun. And King Shark is able to do these large jumps and pounce onto areas. There were these small moments within gameplay that I saw glimpses of what could have been an absolutely incredible, and I mean an absolutely incredible experience. One that really could have shown Rocksteady at their peak in this game. Also, the voice acting for the most part was terrific. Tara Strong, especially as Harley Quinn, I thought was absolutely brilliant. Captain Boomerang, Daniel Lapine, I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing his name very wrong, of which if I do apologize. Him as Captain Boomerang, Samoa Joe as King Shark, not to mention as well, Nolan North does have a couple of characters, and also gotta give special mention to Kevin Conroy, rest in peace, as Batman. I mean, just hearing him playing this evil version of Batman, I thought it was an absolute blast. I gotta admit that was great. There are moments within the story that showcase brilliance of what could have been something quite special. I mean, there were at least 3 moments I can think of right now which I just thought, God, now that was a great moment. Now it's time to get into why I thought Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is one of the most disappointing games I have ever played.
Ah! God damn it!
I'm not gonna say I'm mad, but here's the thing, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed, and I feel like that's a lot worse. One of the reasons why I thought this game was going to put not a good game was the gameplay overall. While the traversal mechanics were a lot of fun, the gameplay between like the momentum of gameplay with the shooting mechanics, it is just dull, monotonous, and rinse and repeat gameplay where you're basically, guys, you're flying around Metropolis, you see enemies, you go down and you kill them, and it's rinse and repeat. I wouldn't have a problem with this loot and grinding gameplay if the gameplay was fun. Now I will say this much, are there certain guns in which when you use them they get some satisfying feedback? Yes. The sniper rifle, when I played as Deadshot, there were some parts when I got headshots where the gameplay did actually feel quite satisfying at times, but otherwise, the gunplay at the game, the moment-to-moment gameplay, never at one point not only felt satisfying, but there was just every single point where it's just going like, okay, I guess I gotta go down and kill these Brainiac minions over here. Grind and loot gameplay could be a lot of fun if the gameplay was satisfying, but there was just no single point where that rinse and repeat monotonous gameplay ever got satisfying. If it wasn't for the traversal and the melee mechanics, every character, honest to God, practically plays the exact same. One thing I wish this game would have done was if each character had to basically use specific guns. Deadshot uses sniper rifles and assault rifles. King Shark uses essentially the heavy artillery like the minigun and maybe along with the grenade launcher. Harley Quinn uses a pistol and maybe an Uzi. And Captain Boomerang not only could probably use more of like an SMG, but also shotguns. If this game used more of like a class-based system with its characters because you can't switch around, if this game used a more class-based system with the gameplay and the gunplay, it would have involved such a much more fun aspect of not only the gunplay, but also maybe the RPG mechanics. Every character just does play the exact same. Let's talk about the enemy types. There's barely any of them. You basically get your typical minions, which are just these mindless minions. You get a couple of sniper rifle people, you get some brutes, and then vehicles. Not much variety to all the enemies besides all those types of things. It's honestly crushing for me to say this. While some of the voice acting is quite good, like I mentioned you guys earlier, the other characters, in particular, Deadshot and Amanda Waller in this game. The voice actress who portrays Amanda Waller is so good. Seriously, guys, Deborah Wilson has portrayed some amazing characters, but here, I just don't think that her performance was right for this character. Deadshot in this game just sounded like a stock, and it just sounded generic. I wasn't expecting Will Smith, Deadshot, or even Idris Elba's Bloodsport for that matter. But Deadshot, I don't know, there's something about this that sounded very stock and very generic in terms of the voice acting. One of the biggest disappointments with this game is the overall story of this game. This game's story has glimmers, flashes of some great moments, but unfortunately, what could have been a potentially awesome story has constant disappointments, especially for, as you all have possibly heard, Batman. Now here's the thing, guys. Do I personally think it was disrespectful to kill off Batman? No, I don't personally think it was, because I don't think Kevin Conroy would have signed on to do this game if he didn't like where Batman went. To be fair, the way they bring him back after the events of Arkham Knight and for how they kill him off in this game, it's very disappointing knowing that is how they treat Batman. Knowing this is how they bring him back and how they kill him off, again, felt way more disappointing. And there are so many aspects within the story, in particular, the boss battles. How each boss battle is done with leading up to everything. I'm just gonna say this right now, guys, and this might give me some shit, but I truly feel this way. The story of Marvel's Avengers, I actually found to be better than the one here. I kid you not, guys. Now, speaking of the boss battles here are really poorly designed boss battles. Every single one, which where, as you can imagine, where you kill the Justice League, is set into an area, you shoot the hell out of them, and literally how each boss battle ends is them just going. Nothing about killing the Justice League felt satisfying. I will say this much. I think that Batman easily had the best designed boss battle, I think, at least from my personal opinion, but otherwise, how each boss battle ends. Guys, seriously, you're taking out the Justice League. I'm expecting something absolutely insane and different design boss battles for each one, but really, all you're doing is that you're dealing with some variation of the bosses with their variations of the powers. Unfortunately, besides them using their powers, the boss fights are essentially the exact same thing all over again. Something else that I gotta mention is some of the sound design in this game, in particular with the weapons. There are some weapons in this game that when you shoot them, feel like that there is even a suppressor on them. There is a character that uses one of their weapons, and I swear to God to you guys, the impact sounded like a basketball making impact. And it was so silly sounding, I just went like, that's not how that weapon would sound. That's not how that item would sound. What the heck? The fact that you have to get currency to enter the final mission? Really? One particular mechanic that I thought was stupid with the shield mechanic and how you get your shield mechanic and how you're supposed to make an enemy vulnerable for a shield mechanic for a shield harvest. Shooting a character's legs or just throwing a grenade, then all of a sudden, then it can make them for the melee attacks. That's such a stupid game design, at least in my eyes. One aspect I definitely have to criticize is the UI. The user interface of this game is so bad and it's such a mess that, by the way, it only worsens when there's so much chaos on the screen. And one of the biggest disappointments about this game, the ending. How this game ends, you go to the final boss battle, and then afterwards, bam, and that is it. It cuts the credits, and then you're in the quote-unquote end game, into which you're supposed to do even more. And honest to God to you guys, after I beat this game, I took it out of my PS5 and I deleted the game from my console. And even worse, guys, I know there's DLC, including playing as an Elseworlds Joker, who's my favorite villain. Honest to God, after beating this game, I don't think I could care less about playing as this Joker, even though he looks fun. But truth be told, I just have no incentive to continue to play this game after this game ended. This game was just such a disappointment. So overall, and this breaks my heart to say this, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is one of the most disappointing games I have played possibly ever. This game had so much potential to have been something great. Are there some redeemable aspects about this game that do save it from being a terrible game? Yes. But at the same time, not only is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League a bad game, but it's also a big disappointment. All in all, I'm going to give Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League a 4 out of 10. I was so looking forward to this game, and I was hoping I was going to be one of the people that says, guys, this game is not nearly as bad as people are saying it is, but unfortunately, this game is such a disappointment. It's one of the biggest disappointments I have played in a long time. So comment down below and let me know. Have you guys played Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League? Did you like the game? Did you not like the game as well? Let me know below. If you guys want to follow me on social media, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'm also on Twitch. So if you guys want to follow me on all those social media platforms, all the links to the usernames are in the description below. And that is going to wrap things up for my review of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I hope you all enjoyed it. If so, please hit that like button, also subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell for when this review goes live. If you guys want to see my previous two reviews, please go to the left or right side of the screen. And of course, until the next review or video goes live, I will see you all next time.
What can I say? I support sharks.